Thank you for watching our live briefing for Wednesday, June 10th. Today, I have a brief update for you, and then your Resident Association President, Pat Kawana, has some words for you. After Pat, Gayle Hunter Haglund, Vice President of Resource Development, will provide a communications update, as well as a very exciting foundation program announcement that we're eager for you to learn about. Then Whitney Woodruff, our manager of Life Enrichment, will share some upcoming changes that will be happening to the grocery delivery program, maybe some other stuff too, I don't know. And then Chaplain Jenny Velde has our pastoral care segment. I hope I said that right. I heard you say it just a minute ago and I wasn't sure. It made me self-conscious. First off, just in terms of the COVID-19 situation in Virginia, nearly 396,000 tests have been conducted. It's about 7,500 yesterday. We've had 52,177 cases, up 439 from yesterday. Positivity rate, which again is the rate of positive tests that are, of all the tests, how many of them are positive. The Virginia trend is downward. Today we're at 9%, down about a full percentage point from a week ago, which is good news. Henrico is at 11.9%, which is flat over about the last 10 days. It had been coming down and then now it's flattened out for a little more than a week. And Richmond is at 14.9. We have a slight upward trend over the past 2 weeks. It came down pretty good, 7 or 8 points, and now it's flattened out and started back up a little bit over the last 12 to 14 days. Currently, there's 1,155 people in the hospital. We've had just a little more than 1,500 deaths, and 6,826 individuals have been classified as recovered. Just a reminder, tomorrow we'll be sharing an overview of our next steps, and we'll talk through step 4, which is going to begin on June 22nd. And you'll want to tune in for that because there's some things happening starting on the 22nd that'll be of interest. Next week, you'll also receive more information through the week at our live briefings, and then we'll also issue some written information as well, so you'll get all the details in writing. In the next couple of days, this week, we'll be announcing some changes that will be happening next week as we continue through step 3. We have a couple of more programs that will restart or be enhanced, and we'll be reopening some programs. As part of step 3, the CVS pharmacy and massage services will be restarting next week on Monday. Beverly Arnold from CVS will be here on Friday this week to share more details about the CVS reopening. And massage services, which like I said, will resume, next week on June 15th. Those appointments will be by appointment only. They're going to be in a new temporary location, which is Tower, apartment 116. We'll be following some new safety guidelines and enhanced cleaning measures. Carolyn, our masseuse, has been reaching out to some of her regular clients, but if you're interested in an appointment, please call extension 6794 and leave a message. She'll be in touch with you. Please be patient as we work through these new procedures. We want to make this a safe and enjoyable experience for everyone, and this is kind of a new day for us, so we're learning how to do some of these things in ways we've not had to before. So in advance, we want to thank you for your patience and providing staff with a little bit of grace as they work through the details. One more time, tomorrow we'll share the update on step 4, which will begin June 22nd. That's it for me. Next up, I'm very thankful to invite Pat Kawana up to speak with you today. Pat?
Good afternoon. I'm Pat Kawana, the president of the Resident Association, and I'm pleased to be here today. My message is today is going to be about abundance. Since we were quarantined since March 16th, we have experienced many kinds of abundance. Our employees have given us an abundance of care for almost 3 months, and we have shown an abundance of gratitude for their dedication and services to us. Since the beginning of our journey with the coronavirus, we frequently hear the mantra, abundance of caution, from John Burns, our president and CEO. And today, we're thankful that our leadership staff has continually reminded us during our quarantine of the necessity for this particular abundance of caution. Residents and staff together complied with the guidelines from the Center for Disease Control, the Virginia Health Department, and Westminster Canterbury's Coronavirus Task Force. Our retirement community has 3 levels of care: independent living, assisted living, and health care. Independent living, some residents that I spoke with thought that the guidelines were much too restrictive for independent residents. But independent residents are included in the coronavirus guidelines because we are all the most vulnerable age susceptible to this very contagious disease. Research studies have indicated that most seniors have an average of 5 underlying medical conditions, and that would include most of us living here. By the successful efforts of the resident and staff compliance with these imposed guidelines, the gate is now opened. This past Monday, June 8th, 199 residents were able to drive off campus. Now, more than ever, we must keep on repeating the phrase, abundance of caution, to ourselves. We must be on our guard as we reach out into the larger community. Parsons Center and the assisted living units are still quarantined, and many independent residents living here do not have cars. They don't have the privilege of leaving campus unless by paid transportation. Those of us who leave have a responsibility to not bring the virus back home to them. It's important that we stay alert and aware of our surroundings, that we protect ourselves by wearing masks, from getting too close to other people, and using hand sanitizers. This will keep us from being exposed to other people's coughing and sneezing, and our masks will protect them from our coughing and sneezing. I believe that each time we leave the campus and return, we will be most grateful to come back to a safe place. We will have the assurance that our home will still be operating with an abundance of caution. Thanks for listening, and next up is Gayle Hunter.
Thank you so much, Pat, for those thoughtful comments. And good afternoon. Great to be able to talk to you this afternoon. I want to thank the nearly 200 of you who participated in our communication survey. We are still reviewing the results, and we will use those to adjust our schedule as we go forward. Though this is not printed in the tails any longer, it is still active on Touchdown, and you're welcome to add your opinion as it will remain available on Touchdown for a few more days. And also, I just would like to encourage you to be sure you're referring to the latest weekly schedule in Tails when planning your TV 970 watching, as the schedule does change somewhat from week to week. Now, several family members have asked us how to access our Touchdown community apps on their smartphones, tablets, or computers. I'm going to explain how you can get on, but this will be available to you in written form on our blog that you can access through our website. So for tablets or phones, go to the App Store on your device and download the community app on one of those devices. You can also, on your computers, just search for Touchdown Community app and download that. You'll need to log in, though, with a username and password. There is going to be one username for all family members, and it is WCR Family. It's all one word with the W, the C, and the R capitalized, and lowercase family. So again, that's WCR Family. WCR caps, family, lowercase. The password for all family members is Canterbury, with a capital C and the remaining letters in lowercase. If you have any questions about this, please email touchtown@wcrichmond.org. That's touchtown@wcrichmond.org. And once we can see that a number of families have joined Touchtown, we'll create a survey for family members so that you can give us some advice about what you need and what you're finding, and I'll let you know when that happens. And now, I would like to ask you to look for a special invitation that you'll see in tomorrow's edition of Tales. Westminster Canterbury Foundation is inviting you to a live virtual gala on Thursday, June 18th at 7 p.m. This 1 hour, maybe a little bit more, program will feature live performances and will highlight what the gifts of all our generous donors, and that's you, make possible here at Westminster Canterbury Richmond. So I hope that you'll join us, whether you're a regular donor or not. We believe everyone will enjoy this. You'll hear right here on this stage Desiree Roots and Ryan Corbett, and there'll be some other fun and interesting segments. So that is a week from tomorrow, Thursday, June 18th at 7 p.m. Look in the Tales for details. Thanks so much. Next up is Whitney Woodruff.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I'm excited to tell you about some upcoming changes that we have to the current Azalea Mall delivery program. So, effective next Wednesday, June 17th, the deliveries can be made here on campus. Yay! So no more Azalea Mall. So I have lots of information for you about this. So the schedule will remain the same. The deliveries will still be made on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. Your deliverers should not arrive prior to 1 p.m. as they will not be allowed on campus. We're excited about this new plan because this will offer an opportunity for our independent living residents to have a brief visit with their family or friends who may be delivering items. The Courtyard and Homes on the Green deliveries will be made at the Courtyard Loop. The Tower Garden and Glebe deliveries will take place at the Tower entrance. Assisted living and healthcare deliveries will be dropped off at the Courtyard entrance, and a staff will deliver to that appropriate apartment. Independent living residents are asked to coordinate these deliveries with the person making their delivery. We want to make sure that they are able to meet this person and collect their items. We are asking them to make sure that the deliveries are a manageable size because they will be responsible for bringing these items back to their apartment. Those delivering will not be permitted to exit their cars. There's a couple of reasons for this. We will not be screening or temperature checking the person making the delivery, so that's why we're asking them to stay in their car. Drivers will be asked to wear masks, and staff volunteers will be there to assist getting any items out of the trunk of the car or the back seat of the car for the resident. In an effort to keep the traffic flow moving smoothly, we will ensure that each transaction takes no more than 5 minutes. There will be staff volunteers available to assist with traffic and assist with the various transactions. If a deliverer is waiting more than 5 minutes for their resident to arrive to pick up their items, we will have to ask them to leave the items, and we'll be sure that the resident gets them a little bit later on. So U-Crops and Libby Market will still be delivered to Westminster Canterbury, and those deliveries will take place at the center entrance, and we'll ask the resident to make sure that they come just a little after 1 p.m. to pick up those items. We know that many of you enjoy sitting at the center entrance and the tower entrance, enjoying the fresh air and seeing what's going on, but we will ask that during these delivery times, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, between 1 and 3, that you utilize other outside areas of campus, such as the ellipse. And this is just not to cause a bottleneck or congestion at these entrances during the drop-offs. And we also want to make sure that we're providing as much safety as possible for everyone picking up their items and ensuring good social distancing. So we're so excited to launch this new process. We're excited to have some visitors briefly on our campus and for you to be able to interact with them. And I know this was a lot of information, so later on this week, you'll be getting some more, some detailed list of everything that I just covered. And so we're asking for you to wait to get that information before calling us with any questions. But again, we're so excited to be able to offer this one little baby step for you. All right, thanks so much. And up next, we have Jenny de Velde.
Good afternoon. I'm Jenny Velde with Pastoral Care. We will have worship tomorrow morning at 10:30 on TV 970. Reverend Deacon Logan Augustine will be preaching. The bulletin is available in the June Daily Prayer Booklet, or it can be found on Touchdown. I invite you to hear Psalm 23 in a new way. It's a paraphrase from the Voice translation. The Eternal is my shepherd. He cares for me always. He provides me rest in rich, green fields, beside streams of refreshing water. He soothes my fears. He makes me whole again, steering me off worn, hard paths to roads where truth and righteousness echo his name. Even in the unending shadows of death's darkness, I am not overcome by fear, because you are with me in those dark moments. Near with your protection and guidance, I am comforted. You spread out a table before me, provisions in the midst of attack from my enemies. You care for all of my needs, anointing my head with soothing, fragrant oil, filling my cup again and again with your grace. Certainly your faithful protection and loving provision will pursue me where I go, always, everywhere. I will always be with the Eternal in your house forever. Our prayer today is The Peace of Wild Things by Wendell Berry. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time I rest in the grace of the world and am free. Amen. Thank you for joining us, and we ask you to join us again tomorrow at 3 o'clock for our next update. God bless.